Jessica, hari ini saya mau melakukan safety instruction dulu buat tayangan dan kami di ruangan. Boleh dibantu saya. Jadi semua hadirin sedang ada di ruang daftar di kampus kita lantai itu. Ada dua akses keluar. Pertama itu yang di luar dan yang kedua ada pintu yang terhubung ke ruangan kita. Kemudian setelah keluar kita akan menuju lorong, kemudian titik kumpul ada berada di lapangan parkir tengah. Kemudian bila terjadi kebakaran, lakukan rescue alarm, contain extinguish, kemudian untuk mematikan api dapat melakukan full aim switch. Kemudian ampar tersedia di dinding luar sebelah keluar. Bila terjadi gempa bumi, segera lakukan apabila berada di dalam ruangan, hentikan semua kegiatan yang dilakukan, menjauh dari jendela, kemudian hindari perabotan yang dapat berpotensi bahaya, kemudian berlindung di bawah meja atau di sebelah dinding bagian dalam. Apabila berada di luar, tetap berada di luar dan hindari bangunan tinggi, pepohonan, dan area. Dalam keadaan evakuasi, tetap tenang, tetap waspada, bergerak cepat tetapi tidak terburu-buru. Perhatikan semua tanda-tanda evakuasi, jangan menggunakan lift, jangan mencoba untuk masuk kembali ke dalam tubuh, tidak menggunakan sepatu kaki tinggi. Kemudian apabila melihat pada rute evakuasi, disarankan untuk merangkak dan menggunakan satu tangan basah untuk
recording in progress.
Kemudian ikuti tanda-tanda yang ada di sana. Tetap jaga protokol kesehatan selama tanggal itu, serta diharapkan untuk selalu menjaga protokol kesehatan, memakai masker di dalam ruangan umum, menjaga jarak,
recording stopped.
Yang safety induction buat peserta yang offline. Sekarang akan saya mulai yang
recording in progress.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Greetings from Indonesia. Good afternoon. It is an honor for us to welcome you all in Universitas Indonesia, Nampara Prajanana Hospital, University of Occupational and Environmental Health Defense, join interesting occupational medicine regular forum. My name is Jessica and it is my pleasure to be your host today. Before we start our event today, as a safety procedure, we will watch a safety briefing video. The audio will be delivered in Indonesia, but there is English title available. To the committee, please play the video.
Okay. Tips sehat dan selamat selama acara ini. Kedokteran okupasi FKUI. Luas dan tinggalkan area Anda dan juga
perlu memperhatikan protokol kesehatan COVID-19, termasuk memastikan permukaan benda, meja, dan kursi yang Anda sentuh telah bersih, menjaga jarak, dan menggunakan masker. Terima kasih atas perhatian Anda. Selamat mengikuti acara ini. Tips sehat dan selamat selama acara daring. PPDS
With your camera on and your audio on mute, brings them. Next, please welcome Dr. Retno Aktiwardhani, Master of Epidemiology, Primary Care Family Medicine Specialist, as the head of Community Medicine Department, Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Indonesia, to give the welcoming remarks. Dr. Retno.
Good afternoon or still good morning. Good morning everybody. Salam to our Dean of Faculty of Indonesia that will be presented by our Vice Dean Dr. Oki. Department to head of medicine program of Faculty and secondary program related also all of the team. Our moderator, Dr. Sudha Gunadi. Our speakers, Dr. Erwan Dari, Dr. Dewi Yunia Budiani, and our opponent, Dr. Tena Monugia, Dr. NRT Ahmadiyah, and our honorable guests, all teachers and students from Aparat Raja Kenya Hospital, Ministry of Public Health in Thailand, and the Institute of Occupational and Environmental Health from Japan. And to all our students from study program as well as other students from another program within our department. Let me introduce myself. My name is Martin Wadani, head of Department of Community Medicine of the Indonesia. say hello to you and then welcome to our department, and then to say welcome for having this webinar. And welcome to our department. And to this webinar by Occupational Medicine Specialist Program that is part of our department. And that including also our department, the department is one of many departments in our faculty, and our department is not only as a backbone of the undergraduate program, but also we also have one master program, which is occupational master program of occupational health, and then 4 other specialist programs besides occupational specialist program. We have sports medicine, we have aviation medicine, and also we have traveling medicine, all together in one place in department. Why is in our department? Department of medicine, because our characteristic is to manage the health based on their community characteristics that can be the risk of their health, and also the way to do that. One of the example is community, and the future of medical specialty is also identify the internal and external risk factor within the individual itself and then the environmental health itself to make sure that the worker can work productively. And as you know, as a doctor, we work as a team. That's why this webinar is a follow-up to our operation with University of Thailand and also from Japan. And we all together working and dealing with all health issues as well as managing the risk factor, and able to make the comprehensive management and preventive already. And that's why I believe, and I hope so, that this event is beneficial to all of us, not only for students but for us as well as a lecturer. And then please listen carefully to all speakers, and then I believe our moderator can make the discussion to be fruitful and possible in this webinar. So, I thank you all for all activities, and let's pray to God to our health and prosperity. From me, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Dr. Asti. Next, please will give a warm report to Professor Dr. Diana Oprianti, Obstetric Gynecology Specialist Consultant, Master of Public Health, as the first Vice Dean of Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Indonesia, to give the opening speech. Prof. Opi.
Yes, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, and my great honors, greetings to Dr. Nam Taisong as the Director of Noparat Rajatani Hospital, Thailand, and then Professor Adul Bandukul, MD, the Head of Occupational and Environmental Medicine, Noparat Rajatani Hospital. And here I also look my senior Dr. Astrid Sulistomo, MPH, the Chair of Occupational Medicine Specialists Association, and Dr. Retno Astiwardani, Master of Epidemiology, the Head of Department of Community Medicine, Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Indonesia. Maybe we can see also, or maybe attending by Zoom, Professor Dr. Mukhtaruddin Mansur, Dr. Dewi Sumarko, Professor Dr. Budi Sampurna, Dr. Danasari, and all teaching staff of Occupational Medicine Specialist Study Program, Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Indonesia. And of course, the moderators, the speakers, and all attending participants. As a Vice Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Indonesia, I'm welcoming all of you to UI-NRH-UOEH Joint Interesting Occupational Medicine Regular Forum 2022. I think this is really an excellent opportunity for us to gather in this special event to share and update our knowledge about occupational medicine. The scientific meeting forum has been held, I think, regularly by the collaboration between 3 institutions, Universitas Indonesia, Noparat Rajatani Hospital, Thailand, and University of Occupational and Environmental Health, Japan. The forum also will be conducted as a seminar with hybrid system consisting presentation topic about occupational and environmental medicine delivered by our students. I'm happy that our students have a chance to present in this international meeting, and also followed by feedback from staff to enhance participants' knowledge about the topics. So it is a great time, and it is also the very important opportunity for all the students and also all the lecturers to collaborate together. And hopefully this collaboration not only provide benefit to scientific development, but also enhance our students and teaching staff's experiences, knowledges, and skills. This forum is also expected to be the best medium for our students to exchange and share their activities that can be implemented on each institution. The current COVID-19 pandemic have affected our daily lifestyle, and these conditions should not govern our figure in participating in this program. Thus, I hope both speakers and participants can actively discuss many regarding topics, and I would like to give my deep appreciation to all the organizing committees that really have made this important forum a success. And last but not least, I would like to express also my gratitude to all of the speakers and participants that have been willing to share their experience and knowledge to us in this prestigious event. I wish you a stimulating forum discussion, and thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Dr. Jessica, you're still on mute, Doc. Ulangi.
The time is yours.
Ulangi.
From the Nopara, Rajapani Hospital representative, you might give some inspiring remarks for us.
Are you hear us? Are you hear us? Okay. Yes. Dear Professor Ali Fahad Siam, Dr. Leno Asti Wahani from University of Indonesia, and Professor from University of Occupational Environmental Health from Japan side. Thank you very much for his excellent cooperation between Nopalat Ratchathani Hospital, University of Indonesia, and University of Occupational Health and Environment Health from Japan side. We have MOU on occupational medicine collaboration between Nopalat Ratchathani Hospital and University of Indonesia, and Nopalat Ratchathani Hospital and University of Occupational and Environmental Health from Japan. This is International Conference on Occupational Medicine, which held for academic purpose, will fulfill one of our MOU purpose. I heard from Dr. Adun Bentakun that professional Matta Rudin Menjua said this meeting UI-NRH-UOEH joy interesting occupational medicine regular to be our first collaboration with UI, and this will be held bi-monthly. This will be very faithful to our occupational medicine education in ASEAN. I hope in the future there will be more countries in ASEAN and ASEAN join this. We now have institution of occupational and environmental medicine in Noparat Ratchathani Hospital, and Dr. Kittipong Panomyong in our secondary. We now have about 40 personnel work in the institute. I am also the director of institute and will support this education meeting for this future. Thank you very much.
After this, maybe you share screen with us so that we can show the video about our hospital. Can you allow us to share screen, please?
Dia mau share screen.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, you may share now.
In 1968, the Department of Medical Service launched a suburban hospital, Chan Pranakon Hospital, to aid the people in the suburbs of eastern Bangkok by saving their time from going to busier, more central locations for their medical needs. Now known as Noparat Ratchathani Hospital, that was celebrated on March 25, 1982, along with the 200th anniversary of Bangkok. The name Noparat Ratchathani Hospital was graciously presented by King Rama IX, His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej. This name carried the meaning of the Nine Crystal City. With honorable of the new name, Noparat Ratchathani Hospital provides our staffs with great encouragement and morale to conquer all challenges. These motivations led the hospital to serve as a leading institution on which any patient can rely. Currently, there is a 7-story Chalerm Prakiat and the 16-story Navara Chakri building for the medical service, with technology and highly experienced staff to serve all patients in the area. The vision of Noparat Ratchathani to be a national health authority in occupational medicine and a tertiary medical center of international standards. The mission of Noparat Ratchathani is to develop medical expertise and continuously satisfy the needs of public and all our staffs. Mahidol Adulyadej, the father of His Majesty the King, once made a memorable statement. Let consideration of personal gain take second place to the overall benefit of mankind. Prestige and wealth are natural rewards for its just and sincere dedication to work, has become our motto and philosophy for all of us at the hospital. At the beginning, there were very few doctors. Currently, the hospital has been developed to provide specific medical centers. These centers include Occupational and Environmental Medicine Center. This center is responsible for all occupational work disease, working proactively with mobile medical clinics to serve patients with the latest knowledge and innovations. Sports Medicine and Arthroscopy Center. This center comprises of doctors and physiotherapists with expertise in bones, ligaments, and muscle. This group of professionals serve athletes, workers, and the elderly. Burn Center. Burn Center has been greatly appreciated by the public and encompasses professionals of several fields. It closely monitors patients from basic wounds to serious cases so that they can regain the ability to live as before. Burn Center is a premier model for other hospitals. Dialysis Center. Dialysis Center is specialized in kidney disease and hemodialysis (CAPD), supported by a team of nephrologists and dialysis nurses on an international standards. Continuous education keeps our doctors and nurses up to date, which result in receiving rewards and international recognition. Endoscopy Center. This is a supplementary center valuable in diagnosing problems in the respiratory tract and the digestive tract, helping physicians to effectively treat patients. Emergency Medical Service Center. This center works 24/7 for emergency cases and cooperates with Department of Internal Medicine to serve for patients with diabetes, hypertension, and other chronic illness. Also, our mobile clinics are capable of visiting patients outside hospital. Medical Education and Training Center. Beyond medical service, Noparat Ratchathani has opened up 3 fields of residency training programs in emergency medicine, internal medicine, and occupational medicine. On July 23, 2015, the Department of Medical Service signed an MOU for the hospital's collaboration with Rangsit University's Faculty of Medicine, in which Noparat Ratchathani will become its clinical training center. Moreover, with other specialized medical services such as physicians, surgeons, orthopedics, ophthalmologists, pediatricians, obstetrics, rehabilitation, anesthesiology, and otolaryngology, and more to ensure that patients can receive the best care. The hospital operates on science and modern approaches, along with good governance in the work of all our employees. Our employees are a substantial part of the hospital. From providing warm welcomes to incoming patients to maintaining proper facilities, the hospital staff works with kindness and unity for a happy environment. In terms of human resource development, Noparat Ratchathani's focus on professional skills, management skills, and quality services. Our projects include the organization development and the total quality management program, which merit the hospital accreditation certificate for Noparat Ratchathani Hospital. The hospital has a staff exchange program with other countries to the hope of becoming a leading global health organization. We pass on our passion for medical care for your health and happiness.
Thank you so much, Healthcare Rajatani Hospital for the video. Now we will have the first photo session. Please open your camera. To the committee, if you're ready, please take the photo.
Okay, everyone, we're all going to be ready to take the photo. I'm going to count. Give your best smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Now we will have a 15 minutes break time. Please make sure to come back to the Zoom meeting in 15 minutes. Thank you.
Di Indonesia sejak tahun 2006 serta telah meluluskan lebih dari 150 dokter spesialis kedokteran okupasi. Di bawah Departemen Ilmu Kedokteran Komunitas Divisi Kedokteran Okupasi, prodi ini memiliki visi menjadi prodi yang terkemuka dan menghasilkan lulusan dengan kompetensi yang diakui pada tingkat nasional maupun internasional. FKUI bekerjasama dengan Kementerian Ketenagakerjaan, Kementerian Kesehatan, Rumah Sakit Pendidikan, dan industri terkait. Staf pengajar berasal dari berbagai disiplin ilmu, baik spesialis maupun profesional lain sesuai bidangnya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat untuk semua. Program spesialis kedokteran okupasi adalah program pertama dan satu-satunya yang mengkhususkan pada penanganan kesehatan pekerja. Prodi kami menekankan pada penanganan yang holistik dan komprehensif terkait dengan upaya surveillance kesehatan bagi pekerja, diagnosis penyakit akibat kerja, penentuan kelaikan kerja, program kembali bekerja, dan perhitungan kecacatan. Melalui kegiatan Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi, kami bekerja sama dengan rumah sakit pendidikan terkait dengan industri. Kami juga bekerja sama dengan perusahaan serta mengembangkan penelitian di bidang kesehatan kerja. Dan kami membekali peserta didik kami dengan kegiatan pengabdian masyarakat. Tentunya hal ini akan membuat lulusan kami sebagai lulusan yang kompeten untuk melaksanakan pelayanan kedokteran okupasi baik di rumah sakit maupun di perusahaan.
Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi adalah salah satu visi dari seluruh perguruan tinggi yang ada di Indonesia. Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi terdiri dari 3 pilar, yaitu pendidikan, penelitian, dan pengabdian masyarakat. Maka dari itu, program pendidikan spesialis kedokteran okupasi FKUI yang berlangsung selama 3 tahun atau 6 semester mengaplikasikan pilar-pilar tersebut selama kegiatan pendidikan. Kegiatan pendidikan berlangsung dalam 3 tahap, yaitu tahap dasar, tahap magang, dan tahap mandiri, serta dikemas dengan sangat menarik sehingga mahasiswa mendapatkan pengalaman dalam berbagai kegiatan belajar mengajar. Selain kegiatan belajar mengajar, terdapat beberapa kegiatan ekstrakurikuler rutin yang dilakukan oleh PPDS Kedokteran Okupasi, yaitu Runners, Biko berbagi ilmu kompetensi okupasi. Biko adalah media pembelajaran jarak jauh bagi PPDS kedokteran okupasi untuk dapat mempelajari lebih dalam mengenai kompetensi-kompetensi yang harus dimiliki oleh dokter spesialis kedokteran okupasi. Pelatihan, seminar, IOMU, Indonesian Occupational Medicine Updates. IOMU adalah kegiatan ilmiah tahunan yang menjadi pembelajaran yang baik bagi mahasiswa PPDS kedokteran okupasi.
Menjadi peserta PPDS kedokteran okupasi adalah kebanggaan bagi saya, karena banyak ilmu yang bisa dipelajari dan diterapkan di tempat kerja.
Kedokteran okupasi memainkan peranan yang sangat penting dalam bidang oil dan gas industri. Karena pada bidang ini banyak terdapat hazard dan risiko yang penanggulangannya hanya bisa dilakukan dengan pendekatan kedokteran okupasi.
Saya mahasiswa tugas belajar dari pemerintah Kota Pekanbaru untuk memenuhi kebutuhan SDM akan spesialis kedokteran okupasi.
Di sini Anda akan berjumpa dengan staf pengajar yang baik, berpengalaman, yang akan membagikan semua hal yang aplikatif di tempat kerja Anda nanti.
Saya bangga menjadi bagian dari spesialis kedokteran okupasi FKUI dan memberikan layanan kesehatan kerja untuk negeri ini. Terima kasih.
Sebagai lulusan program studi kedokteran spesialis okupasi FKUI, saya merasa ilmu yang saya dapat sangat bermanfaat dalam mendukung kinerja saya sebagai Chief Medical Officer PGN Saka. Health surveillance dan penentuan fitness status menjadi menu utama.
Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Indonesia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saat ini sudah menjadi kebutuhan rumah sakit untuk menyiapkan layanan kedokteran okupasi, terutama bagi rumah sakit yang melayani perusahaan. Hal ini diperlukan untuk mendukung kebutuhan operasional perusahaan dalam hal penyiapan sumber daya manusia yang sehat dan siap untuk mendukung produktivitas perusahaan.
Program pendidikan dokter spesialis kedokteran okupasi diselenggarakan oleh FKUI dan pertama di Indonesia sejak tahun 2006, serta telah meluluskan lebih dari 150 dokter spesialis kedokteran okupasi. Di bawah Departemen Ilmu Kedokteran Komunitas Divisi Kedokteran Okupasi, prodi ini memiliki visi menjadi prodi yang terkemuka dan menghasilkan lulusan dengan kompetensi yang diakui pada tingkat nasional maupun internasional. FKUI bekerjasama dengan Kementerian Ketenagakerjaan, Kementerian Kesehatan, Rumah Sakit Pendidikan, dan industri terkait. Staf pengajar berasal dari berbagai sesuai bidangnya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat untuk semua. Program spesialis kedokteran okupasi adalah program pertama dan satu-satunya yang mengkhususkan pada penanganan kesehatan pekerja. Prodi kami menekankan pada penanganan yang holistik dan komprehensif terkait dengan upaya surveillance kesehatan bagi pekerja, diagnosis penyakit akibat kerja, penentuan kelaikan kerja, program kembali bekerja, dan perhitungan kecacatan. Melalui kegiatan Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi, kami bekerja sama dengan rumah sakit pendidikan terkait dengan industri. Kami juga bekerja sama dengan perusahaan serta mengembangkan penelitian di bidang kesehatan kerja. Dan kami membekali peserta didik kami dengan kegiatan pengabdian masyarakat. Tentunya hal ini akan membuat lulusan kami sebagai lulusan yang kompeten untuk melaksanakan pelayanan kedokteran okupasi baik di rumah sakit maupun di perusahaan.
Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi adalah salah satu visi dari seluruh perguruan tinggi yang ada di Indonesia. Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi terdiri dari 3 pilar, yaitu pendidikan, penelitian, dan pengabdian masyarakat. Maka dari itu, program pendidikan spesialis kedokteran okupasi FKUI yang berlangsung selama 3 tahun atau 6 semester mengaplikasikan pilar-pilar tersebut selama kegiatan pendidikan. Kegiatan pendidikan berlangsung dalam 3 tahap, yaitu tahap dasar, tahap magang, dan tahap mandiri, serta dikemas dengan sangat menarik sehingga mahasiswa mendapatkan pengalaman dalam berbagai kegiatan belajar mengajar. Selain kegiatan belajar mengajar, terdapat beberapa kegiatan ekstrakurikuler rutin yang dilakukan oleh PPDS Kedokteran Okupasi, yaitu Oku-Runners, Biko berbagi ilmu kompetensi okupasi. Biko adalah media pembelajaran jarak jauh bagi PPDS Kedokteran Okupasi untuk dapat mempelajari lebih dalam mengenai kompetensi-kompetensi yang harus dimiliki oleh dokter spesialis kedokteran okupasi. Pelatihan, seminar, IOMU, Indonesian Occupational Medicine Updates. IOMU adalah kegiatan ilmiah tahunan yang menjadi pembelajaran yang baik bagi mahasiswa PPDS Kedokteran Okupasi.
Menjadi peserta PPDS Kedokteran Okupasi adalah kebanggaan bagi saya, karena banyak ilmu yang bisa dipelajari dan diterapkan di tempat kerja.
Kedokteran okupasi memainkan peranan yang sangat penting dalam bidang oil dan gas industri. Karena pada bidang ini banyak terdapat hazard dan risiko yang penanggulangannya hanya bisa dilakukan dengan pendekatan kedokteran okupasi.
Saya mahasiswa tugas belajar dari pemerintah Kota Pekanbaru untuk memenuhi kebutuhan SDM akan spesialis kedokteran okupasi.
Di sini, Anda akan berjumpa dengan staf pengajar yang baik, berpengalaman, yang akan membagikan semua hal yang aplikatif di tempat kerja Anda nanti.
Saya bangga menjadi bagian dari spesialis kedokteran okupasi FKUI dan memberikan layanan kesehatan kerja untuk negeri ini. Terima kasih.
Sebagai lulusan program studi kedokteran spesialis okupasi FKUI, saya merasa keilmuan yang saya dapat sangat bermanfaat dalam mendukung kinerja saya sebagai Chief Medical Officer PGN Saka. Health surveillance dan penentuan fitness status menjadi menu utama kami dalam mendukung operasional perusahaan. Bravo PPDS, Okupasi FKUI.
Sebagai perusahaan yang berkomitmen untuk menjalankan sistem manajemen kesehatan kerja yang lebih baik dari yang diminta oleh peraturan, Okupasi Indonesia sangat beruntung bisa menjalin kerjasama dengan program pendidikan dokter spesialis kedokteran okupasi Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Indonesia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saat ini sudah menjadi kebutuhan rumah sakit untuk menyiapkan layanan kedokteran okupasi, terutama bagi rumah sakit yang melayani perusahaan. Hal ini diperlukan untuk mendukung kebutuhan operasional perusahaan dalam hal penyiapan sumber daya manusia yang sehat dan siap untuk mendukung produktivitas perusahaan.
Program Pendidikan Dokter Spesialis Kedokteran Okupasi
myself, I'm Vira Gunadi. I will be the moderator for today's event. And now we will proceed to our discussion. I will invite the discussion today will be brought by Dr. Anwanda Desiri Budiman. A very interesting topic regarding chronic kidney disease in a primary worker exposed to chromium. Dr. Desiri Budiman. Yes. Good afternoon, doctor.
Good afternoon, Dr. Peter. So for the slides. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, professors, lecturers, doctors, and also colleagues. My name is Dialysis Center. I'm here to present the scientific review entitled Occupational Diagnosis Assessment of Chronic Disease in Nurse Exposed to Chromium. Okay.
Moo. 2 hours later.
This is the table of contents for my presentation today. So, for the first one is the overview about the pantry workers. Tannery industry is the process of purifying of raw leather, including finished leather and finished leather, and produce some consumer goods such as footwear, apparel, furniture, or leather. In Indonesia, the majority of tannery industries is small industry. Same as different countries, like so the dry chromium reacts with the carbonyl groups on collagen to form strong carbonation bond, leading to the cross-linking of collagen fibers and conversion of formaldehyde to stabilizer. So because there's a chemical exposure to the workers, so there's also a route of exposure of the chemical, such as inhalation, dermal absorption, ingestion, if the workers have a poor personal hygiene, and it also increasing the health risk, such as allergy, hematological disorder, respiratory system disorder, cancer, and also diminished renal function. Next, okay. And then we're going to overview the chromium or the CR in the chemical structure. It's classed as a transition metal. It's gray color, hard and very lustrous metal. Its origins in the nature. So chromium is a mineral that are abundant in the earth's crust. So it can be found in the animals, plants, rock, soil, and also the volcanic acid. It has various oxidation states ranging from +6 until -2, but the most stable form are the hexachromium chromium and also the trichrome chromium. And for the human, actually chromium is an essential micronutrient at a low concentration, but in the high concentration it will lead to healthy blood. So because in nature, it can be exposed to general population. If the general population is drowning in ambient or drinking. Ingesting food, drinking water consuming chromium, and also contact with the chromium leather product maybe can be. Okay. And exposure to the workers is in the industry of metallurgical industries, such as chroma production and welding of stainless steel, and also the mining industries. So after this is the toxicokinetic of chromium, where as I said before, the chromium can be absorbed to the human body. Pathway, first one is for dermal, inhalation, and also respiratory system. I think for the treatment chromium, it's only small absorbed from dermal and gastrointestinal intestine, but hexavalent chromium has or better absorption. And after absorbed, it can be released to and distributed to many tissues like lungs, renal, liver, and also blood. And for the excretion, it can be excreted via urine or cases if it's injected. Okay, so the chromium has non-carcinogenic effects such as pulmonary, dermal, gastrointestinal, cardiotoxic, nephrotoxic, and also hepatotoxicity. And it also can induce cancer for the hexavalent chromium in the two pathway. The first one is next again. Okay, okay. I'm sorry for the distraction. So for the chromium, it's for hexavalent chromium. It is considered as carcinogenic by the pathway. The first one increasing the oxidative stress by reactive oxygen species, and the second one is by leading of the DNA and chromium that leading to mutations to the DNA. So for the chronic kidney disease, there are many risk factors such as aging, diabetes mellitus, hypertension, family history of TB, breathing behavior, infection, and also toxic substances. So we're going to discuss about the case illustration. Here's the Mr. A, 29 years old. He's a temporary worker. He admitted to the hospital with the chief complaint of general weakness since a week ago with the swelling of the bull flags. Actually, the disease is already started 6 years ago with the shortness of breath, nausea, swelling of the bull flags, and loss of frequent urination, and it was diagnosed by the admit with the kidney failure and undergo dialysis, and the complaints are controlled. In 3 years ago, he felt the complaints like now. He felt the general weakness, but the condition improved with the blood transfusion. And for today, a week ago, general weakness. He presented with general weakness to the hospital with no dizziness or fainting, only swelling on both sides. For the past medical history, there is no past medical history before the first dialysis, hemodialysis. For the family history, none with similar complaint or kidney disease, paternal hypertension, and maternal history of diabetes mellitus. For socioeconomic history and lifestyle, he smoked since 10 years ago, 12 cigarettes per day, and he has no regular exercise, only consumes soft drinks about 1 until twice a day, and has stopped after he diagnosed with TB. He didn't consume energy drink regularly before he diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. He consumed mineral water for until 5 glasses a day. For occupational history, there's work in a leather and company as welder in the section of Hull Heights for 10 years. He works from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Okay, the task of this patient is to lift and transport the cowhide, followed by placing the cowhide into large drum mixed with the chromium salt and sodium bicarbonate formic acid solution, which is passed through a tube. The drum is rotated by the machine for 8 until 12 hours. After the drum stops rotating, patient will remove the skins and stack them for trial. In one day, patients generally will do 4 times process of inserting the skin and 4 times process of removing the skin as needed. The recommended PPE is hand gloves and boots. However, the availability of PPE from the company is limited, so patients sometimes don't use any PPE, or sometimes only using boots during the pandemic. Patients only wear 12 months. Next. Okay, the patient's workplace is designated times 20 meters rows 1 without air conditioning. There are 8 exhaust fans with a good illumination. Inside the fan, there are 12 large drums for the tanning process. 1 drum can contain doses of alcohols for the tanning process. Okay, this is the workflow of the job. Okay, this is the potential hazards in the workplace. For the sum up, for the physical potential hazard, there are noise in all of the work sequence, and then for the chemical exposure, there are solution for the tanning solution. There are trichloride chromium, sodium carbonate, and also formic acid. For the biology is from the tauhide, so there was bacteria and fungi. And for the economic, there is a series of work position. Also, there are lifting the tauhides. And for the psychosocial, there are a lot of work targeting mentality. So the relationship between the occupation and current symptoms. The first complaint occurred 6 years after the patient started working. None of the patient's coworkers had similar complaints until his illness. The patient has written work permits to perform hemodialysis. For the physical examination, the vital signs is with a normal limit except the blood pressure. There was increasing blood pressure. For the nutritional status, we have BMI 24.38 kilograms per meter square, but we have to consider because both legs of the patient are swollen. For the general condition, are fully awake with a good insight but simple instruction. The other general examination are within the normal limits, but okay. But the patient has pyeloconjunctiva and also edema on both legs. And for the laboratory examination, we can focus very good hemoglobin and also erythrocytes, which is decreased. So the working diagnosis of this patient is clear: chronic kidney disease stage 5 with anemia gravis. And now we can do the literature research. Okay, sorry, committee, can you please next again? Okay. So we done a literature research with answering the clinical question. The clinical question was, is chromium exposed to the center workers leading to chronic kidney disease? So PICO is like in the presentation. So with the keyword, we've been searched to the electronic that is free electronic databases such as PubMed, Focus on Science Direct, and articles selected with the inclusion criteria, with study design, systematic review, meta-analysis, cohort case control, cross-sectional and case report, and also the keyword to the PICO, and also for the excluded article because it's animal studies, group, and other irrelevant studies. So the article selected for the article were only 3. This is the summary of the appraisal of 3 selected articles. The first which all of the article are the cross-sectional study with the various number of participants from that of 120. For the validity of the papers have a good validity, but the importancy only first article that have a magnetic of precision, also precision of the estimate that have a good result, but all of the three articles can be applicable to the patients. So the first journal, it has a result. Okay, thank you. The first journal entitled Increased Level of Renal Damage Biomarker Caused by Excess Exposure to Strigal and Chromium in Workers and Batteries. It has revealed high levels of total chromium in wastewater samples from the tanneries, which means chromium is the most exposed chemical to the workers in that sample. And also there are 24-fold higher chromium in urine in urine sample of the workers if compared with the general population. And it shows a significant correlation between urinary level of chromium and also urinary level of renal damage biomarker, which represent with the urinary level of total protein and kidney injury of O1. So the conclusion of this first journal review is excess of exposure to the strigal and chromium could be a risk of for renal damage human. And the second article entitled Toxic Effect of Chromium on Tannery Workers at South Pakistan. Okay. So different from the first article, this article has many variables, not only for the renal damage, it's also studying about hematological, hepatic, and function impairment. So for this article, the study workers have significantly raised median of the blood chromium, and for the urinary chromium extraction was also significantly high in workers, and it also have a serum urea and creatinine and urinary microalbumin level represent of the renal function, significantly raised in chromium exposed worker because of the oxidative stress on the. And for the journal entitled The Effect of Chromium Exposure on Creatinine and Blood Urea Nitrogen Level on Tanner's in the industry in Magetan, there were differences in the average level of urine chromium, but and also the average of creatinine level between the exposed group and non-exposed group, but no difference in the average of blood. Article we discuss about the 7 steps of occupational diagnosis from IOMA, Indonesian Association of Occupational Medicine, which was the first one was determination of the clinical diagnosis. But I think for the determination of the clinical diagnosis was, so we can jump to the second step, was the exposure in the workplace. It's just a summary of the hazard potential from the slides before. So the first step was the determination of the relationship between exposure and disease, which from several health criteria, the first one is type of association. Based on the article that has been reviewed, There are two articles that have significant association between chromium exposure and decreased kidney function. For in the first article, odds ratio between high urine chromium with the PCR and KIM1 was 3.8 and 5.1, which both of them was significant because the value is under 0.01. However, the third article states that there is no relationship between chromium exposure and the cold weather challenge workers with a decrease in kidney function. And the second, about consistency. So until now, the studies on chromium exposure in canary workers have not had a good consistency because we can see from the 3 articles that have been praised, there was a good relationship between 2 variables that have still differences. However, this cannot directly exclude the relationship between chromium exposure and also the decreased renal function. And for the specificity of the article obtained, the first and second article investigated the specific effect of chromium exposure and increased markers of kidney damage. Then the second article examined the various effects of chromium exposure and workers and found the presence of disorder of pathology, liver, and renal function due to oxidative stress in the body system. Okay, and then for temporality, through the article, the temporal association is clear where the exposure predicted the outcome. However, the 3 articles are cross-sectional, so they cannot see how large cross exposure was. It's only now for not the past present exposure. For the biological gradient or response, in the first article, it was clear that high dose of chromium exposure and increased marker of impaired renal function were associated. Similarly, in the second article, where there was high chromium exposure in workers and indicated by high urinary chromium in exposed worker, and also lower in unexposed worker. Then there was significant differences in the value of urea and creatinine in the 2 groups of workers. Okay, and then we're going to discuss about the biological possibility where the chromium exposure has effects on various organs. So not only kidneys, it also many organs like liver, blood, and etc. due to the formation of reactive oxygen species. And all article reviews were on sanitary workers exposed to chromium for the coherence. First and second articles showed a significant relationship with the increase in the value of the laboratory markers of kidney function. For the reversibility or experimental evidence, there are experimental studies of the article reviewed, and for the analogy, the presence of chromium exposed doesn't directly cause chronic renal failure. For the step number 4, determining whether the exposure is sufficient to cause diagnosis, the patient has been doing work-related chemical exposure to chromium for the last 10 years, which is a laser tanning worker on a tanning operator system. The disease occurred after working 6 years. The duration of exposure per day is 8 hours. The amount of current and past exposure has not been assessed. And then the fifth step is a determination of any individual factor, which patient have many individual factors. The first one is patient is a smoker, and second one patient consumes soft drinks. The third one patient has a history of obesity for the disease, and patient's father has a hypertension. Patient's mother has a hyperglycemia, which from the literature it stated that the individual factor can lead to chronic kidney issue. And the sixth step is determination of other factor outside of work. There were no other factors outside of work that could influence the occurrence of chronic kidney failure in the patients. And the last step, or seventh, determination of the diagnosis of occupational disease. So in this patient, it can be concluded that the reason of chromium exposure can only exacerbate the work of kidneys and doesn't directly cause chronic kidney failure. The exception of other individual factors that play a role and become main causative factors in this patient diagnosed as a chronic kidney failure stage 5, which is not caused by work or only work related to this. So the conclusion of this review is after applying the other type of occupational diagnosis approach and considering critically the scientific evidence, a chronic kidney disease experienced by the patients can this review was determined to be a work-related disease. So here's the recommendation of to the worker and for the employer, which for the worker is recommended to use the PPE, the proper use of PPE, and improving the personal hygiene, improving lifestyles with food and drinking intake, physical activity, and avoiding smoking, undergoing routine hemodialysis as therapy or active therapy by the treating doctor, do fitness for work assessment by an occupational medicine specialist when the condition was improved. And second one, the recommendation for employer. The employer are recommended to conduct the environmental surveillance, periodic biomonitoring, and also medical checkups for the workers in protecting technical and administrative control, and also implement waste management if the higher environmental chromium exposure was present, encouraging workers to participate in risk assessment and intervention, including use of PPE, and also do the promotive and preventive approach to the worker, such as healthy diet, lifestyle modification, and personal. I guess that's all. Thank you for your attention. Back to the moderator.
Thank you to Dr. Larwanda, who has brought us a very pressing topic today regarding the chronic kidney disease in a veterinary worker exposed to chromium. The topic is very interesting because the industry exposure has been part of our community, and the case of the chronic kidney failure is a very serious issue due to the prognosis and mortality rate of the illness itself. So, without further ado, I would like to invite our opponent for today, Dr. Kena Monica and Dr. Dina Tri Amalia from University of Indonesia, occupational medicine resident, for a discussion about the topic. Good afternoon, Dr. Kena.
Good afternoon.
You may proceed to the discussion.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dr. Larwanda, for completing the presentation. And it is our interesting case, but I want to ask that this case was not determined as an occupational disease because none of the evidence stated that chromium exposure can directly cause chronic kidney disease. Yet the articles show evidence about the relationship between chromium exposure and decreased kidney function. So in this case, if the patient was presented before the end stage, say he was detected earlier with mild or moderate decrease in kidney function, would you still be determining this case as a work-related disease? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Taylor, for this question. For this case,
Kamera 4.
Thank you, Dr. Tina, for the question. For certificate, the case was only targeting for example, making one or two, so we detected not early, but earlier detected. But I think the answer will be it's still work-related disease because the first one only burden the work of the renal. It's not causing or leading to the chronic kidney disease from the evidence. So it also can be found where the occupational community for the tanneries was also not having not having a renal failure like the patients. So if we compare with what in the community and also in the electrical, it's still the same, which is the chromium exposure is only burden the kidney functions, and maybe because the reactive oxygen species that from the reduction process. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Erwanda, for the answer.
Oh, Dr. Gine, is there any other question? No? Okay. Oh. I would like to invite Dr. Dina.
Dr. Peter, there is someone say, excuse me, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe from Noparet, is someone saying, excuse me, something?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, doctor.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Dr. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Home, Deputy Director, Northwest Institute of Occupational and Environmental Medicine Center here. I'm pleasure to be to ask you some question about the presentation of this, because I'm so curious because you didn't show us about the exposure and pathway of exposure in tannery worker here, because basically based on the process of tanning of later, worker usually exposed to chromium in terms of the inhalation rather than other products. So in these cases, even though your conclusion that just work related, but can you explain for the individual happen in this case because the other worker didn't suffer from this chronic renal disease? Can you catch my? And is why just the work related, and especially you emphasize that the research all the paper did not point out that the directly impact of the exposure of the chromium lead to the chronic renal disease. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. So maybe for the occupational community such as tannery workers, it's only one of the reason why
it considered as the work-related disease, not or not occupational disease. But for in Indonesia, actually we haven't done the occupational or environmental surveillance because it was majority are on small industries. So we doesn't have any data about the exposure of the chromium in the workplace of these patients. We cannot divine or determine how big the exposure was, and the individual factors in this case we cannot be excluded because it's many individual factors such as the drinking. He has to be drinking the soft drinks once or twice a day, and from the other reference, we have significant relation between the drinking of soft drinks more than once a day to the chronic kidney disease, and also the patient have a low intake of the mineral water also. So the habits of the patient is a little bit poor for the kidney, and I think the chromium exposure is not the biggest or is not the only reason or reason why the patients has chronic kidney disease. So because the individual factors cannot be excluded, so it was concluded as the work-related disease. And for the information, for the Indonesian statute or Indonesian government statute, the occupational disease is a disease that the individual factor that excluded easily. So the most important factor of the diseases is the occupational factor. So in this case, from the Indonesian regulation, we cannot be included into occupational disease.
Thank you, Doctor. Because okay, right now, I think in terms of the difference and in terms of the basics. So in Thailand, if we provide or give the occupational disease diagnosis, it will impact not only the worker, but including the system in terms of the compensation system, on the legislation, on the regulation, for the regulator to investigate even the small factory. In Thailand, maybe the same in Indonesia too. We have many factories. It's just really small size. The number of workers is not too many. And according to the diagnosis here, can you provide the advice of the biological monitoring for the chromium in the urine in the tanning worker, right?
Yes, I already included in the recommendations for the workplace to do the surveillance for the environment, also the biomonitoring for the workers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the question, Doctor. We really appreciate it. And now I would like to invite Dr. Dina from University of Indonesia. Good afternoon, Dr. Dina.
Thank you, Dr. Peter, and once again, congratulations for Dr. Rwanda. Maybe I will continue the question before. I want to. I have two questions. The first one is, has this patient been tested for immune test, maybe like ANA test or something like that, to determine if an autoimmune disease as an underlying factor? And the second one is, have you consider the other hazard, maybe like noise or the other chemical substances as a contributing factor to this disease? Thank you. Okay, thank you, Dr. Dina. So as far as I know, he hasn't ever done the some autoimmune tests such like ANA test or something, but all we know is from the anamnesis we can take from family and past medical history of the patients. He was denied it about the autoimmune and the family, or so the past medical history. But there was a good perspective to find more about the individual factor, because as we know, the patient is only 29 years old with history of 6 years diagnosed with the chronic kidney disease. So I think ANA test can be done to these patients to find more about the individual factors of these patients. And the second one, the hazard of the other potential hazards, such as like maybe noise or something like other chemicals that exposed to the workers, were already searched before the scientific review. So maybe noise and some of the papers, some of study, they're already there's already a study that have studying about noise and the chronic kidney disease, which chronic kidney disease can led by the noise exposure, but in the article was only for the population of the aging population, so not in the younger populations like these patients. And also the other chemicals like formic acid and sodium bicarbonate, it's not having a nephrotoxicity effect. It's only for irritation. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Wanda.
Thank you, Dr. Wanda and Dr. Dina. Do you have any other question to ask?
No, thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. So to wrap up today's discussion, I would like to invite Dr. Dewi Yunia Fitriani, specialized in occupational medicine from University of Indonesia, Occupational Medicine Department. To Dr. Dewi. Good afternoon, Dr. Dewi.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Peter. Congratulations, Dr. Erwanda, for your nice presentation. Yeah, you have done very well. Before I we discuss more about the presentation, is there any more from the audience or participants who wants to give a comments from Dr. Wanda's presentation? Maybe from Pardoki? Or more from Thailand? From Noparat? No more? Okay. So yeah, this is a very interesting case. Yeah, this is a case study of a worker, a young worker, yeah, a male young worker, 29 years old, works in a tannery, which is in Indonesia considered as a small-scale industry, where it is like Dr. Erwanda said, usually in small-scale industry, they don't do the regular physical examination and also the biomonitoring of the exposure. Yeah, so and also for the exposure itself, they barely have PPE, yeah, protective personal protective equipments, yeah. Then they rarely do measurements of the exposure. And for this case, yeah, I think what Dr. Wanda also should consider is multiple exposure. Yeah, have you, Dr. Wanda, have you also considered with chronic dehydration caused by probably the climate in his from his working environment? Maybe that's one of the factors that should be also mentioned in this case. Yeah, other than that, yeah, there are multiple factors that that might contribute to the chronic kidney disease. Yeah, but it is very important for us also to explore more about the dietary, yeah, the dietary of the patients. Not only that, probably he drink regularly soda, yeah, soda cans, and probably should also ask about the energy drinks. Usually, the small scale industries workers, they work with their physical energy, which make them also regularly have the energy drinks, yeah. And that's also one of the risks from the dietary that may contribute to the chronic kidney disease, yeah. I think that's all from me. I think this is a very good case, yeah. We should probably also investigate more in these workers, yeah, from these workers and his co-workers, yeah. Maybe most of them also have a decrease in their kidney function, yeah. And if that happens, then probably we should consider this more occupational disease, yeah, because then we should see like that means that most of the workers there have the same risk to develop the chronic kidney diseases. I think that's all from me. Is there any more questions or comments from the audience? No more? Okay, if no more, then I give back to Dr. Peter. Please, Dr. Peter.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Dewi, for such a great insight from you. So to summarize today, we realized that in Indonesia and probably in Thailand itself, the small industry is still very reckless, especially in the use of the PPE, and we have to reconsider about using the biomonitoring and try to penetrate to their small industry about the acknowledgement of how to act safe with their work. And chronic kidney disease is also quite important in our occupational medicine, which we have to consider many factors such as environment and maybe the pattern of their diets. So in the future, we hope we can discuss more about this. And for everyone, it's insight from everyone. We has come to the end of the discussion. And thank you for all the attention. And Dr. Jessica, you may take over and continue the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Peter, and all the discussion. Now we will have the last photo session. Please turn on your camera and give your brightest smile to the comedy. If you're ready, take the photo.
Okay, everyone, we will begin the first slide. Give me your best smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. All right, and the last slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Oki. Now we have arrived at the end of our event today. To all the participants, please don't forget to fill the participants' attendance form given earlier in the chat box. We apologize for any mistakes or inconvenience today. Thank you for your participation. See you later.
Recording stopped.